Hey G
Welcome
Mike,
to
what are you doing? That's not
welcome to
cool.
welcome to episode 55 of DuckCast.
Yeah,
Um,
suicidal episode apparently. Hey, guess what?
Today we're going to be
Okay,
doing our first giveaway.
what?
You can win this dollar
I didn't know about any of this.
if you answered this question correctly. What number am I thinking of right now? I'm gonna take a mental note of it. If you guessed it correct, this is I don't fucking know. I
One
want to
through
start it
10
over.
or
No, any number.
4?
Okay.
That's
No.
mine. Hopefully I
All right.
win.
I got it. Okay, I got it. I got it locked in. So you just leave comments and keep going.
All right.
Yep. This is a bad start
It is.
to a
But
bad
I'm just
episode.
like, I'm thinking, like, what if we actually held a giveaway for just $1 and then never gave that dollar out? Do you think people would be, like, pissed?
I picked a number that I don't think someone's gonna guess, so I think I'm good.
Is this, like, legit, though? You're actually holding this giveaway?
I'm holding this giveaway. You get a dollar if you can think of the number I'm thinking about.
Well, if it's, like, the closest number, the person who guessed the closest, there's
No,
only
yeah,
one
the
comment.
giveaway just goes on. The giveaway can go on for the rest of our lives.
So we're gonna have to keep linking this episode then. Episode
No,
55.
we're not. No,
Get
because like people
reminded
are
of the
just not gonna.
giveaway. If they
People,
forget
no,
about
we're
it.
not going to remind them of the giveaway. This is their only episode that announces the giveaway. They'd have to watch this episode specifically to participate in the giveaway.
Okay. That's a nice thought.
I mean, every person gets one guess. So yeah, but you could just be a wise guy and
We'll
write
track
every number in existence
we'll
down.
track your ISPs to make sure no one's making any duplicate accounts, so don't
Yep,
you
and
get
if that happens, you actually owe us
saucy.
money.
Yeah.
We'll find some way to make that work. Okay, I dropped my phone.
An extra dollar for good boy points.
I'll give you $1 to I don't know. Anyway,
Fuck my
welcome
dog, I don't
to
know.
the 55th episode of DuckCast. We're going to give it our all today. I did my April Fool's video, and I didn't even realize until I was rendering it that we did an April Fool's video on Shark Tale last year, too.
Do you get you know, pranked by April Fool's stuff like online that you see and you're like you think about it for like a
No, I
bit
just
and you're
kind
like,
of.
oh god damn, it's
No,
April
but
Fool's.
I never get tricked by them. YouTubers I watch, I'm always surprised when someone releases a video and it's not an April Fool's joke on April Fool's. But I do like a lot of people I watch now just do shit posts. Like fucking Kadikarus actually tried to pull the "It's my last episode"
I'm gonna lower my
joke.
volume a bit or your volume a bit. That should be
And
good.
that's stupid because no one's gonna fall for that anymore. Um, but then like fucking Quentin reviews, I hate everything. Ralph the Movie Maker. A few other people they're kind of like low key, but I talk to like Matt Presents. Um, they did like shit posts, and I thought their shit posts were funny. Like, so I kind of like April Fool's videos.
Every year I always like get fooled by something and I always forget it's April Fool's. Like it happened to
Mm-hmm.
me I think like I don't know 2 or 3 times this April Fool's. I think it was like what was it? Shit, I'm already forgetting. There was like some announcement from a movie. I think. Oh yeah, the one I remember was like Hugh Jackman seen on set of the fourth Avengers movie. I'm like, ah, sweet. And then it's like,
I,
oh, it's April Fool's.
I I technically did get tricked by one actually. It was super silly though. It wasn't on YouTube. I was on Netflix and I was looking for the movie sections, and they added a section to it yesterday, which was Seth Rogen. And I was like, oh, what? So they have fucking Seth. So what? They just like have an entire section dedicated to Seth Rogen movies. Like, how many Seth Rogen movies do they
They're
have on
just like
fucking
15-second
Netflix?
clips of Seth Rogen. Is that it?
And then I clicked on it, and it was just his watch list, and his watch list was stuff like Degrassi, like an Elmo movie, just shit like that.
An Elmo movie.
And I was like, oh, they're goofing us. It's an April Fool's joke. So that one kind of got me, and that I thought was funny. But then Netflix actually had like a 7-minute little short about Seth Rogen, now being Netflix's property.
I saw a funny little
Uh,
skit online of him trying to sign this
but it wasn't
contract.
funny. But it wasn't funny at all.
Mm.
Um,
Some people out there might think differently. Now you just pissed them off.
I hope I did, because they have shit taste then.
Oh.
Yep. Because it was really not funny at all. It was like really slow and boring and stupid. What they did with Vapor Fools last year was really funny. It was fucking Will Arnett and like the Netflix Live, and it was just the most boring and depressing thing ever. And Will Arnett starts off really enthusiastic, and then he gets very, very depressed as it continues, because it's just like close-ups of stuff like people's computers and like the microwave and the parking lot, and it's just like there's nothing interesting there, and he loses his enthusiasm really quickly and he just starts being cynical to every single person he comes across in the office or in the parking lot while the cameras cut to each place. And I thought that was very funny. I watched that with my cousins and we had a good laugh.
This April Fool's I went out starting pretty recently. I'm starting to drive a bit more, with my grandpa and stuff. And he's taking me out a bit. I didn't know this last time we went out. I didn't know braking. I have trouble with knowing the timing and all that, and how much pressure to put on the brakes and all that. And I didn't know I thought where the white line is in front of the stop sign. Take a mental note of the front of your car and make sure it lines up with that. But instead it was where you are in the driver's seat, make sure that lines up with the stop sign. I didn't know that till yesterday. So yeah,
I actually got. I'm not going to go into the details really, because I just not something I prefer to talk about on this show. I actually got pulled over for the first time.
That's scary.
Within the last week. And it wasn't anything serious. I had to pay a small fine. I don't even have points on my insurance or my license or anything like that, so I'm fine. The officer was very friendly, and I was very polite back. I'm not going to exactly say what I got pulled over for, just because I don't really feel like sharing that information. But yeah, I got pulled over for the first time, and I was fucking shooken up the entire time. Not because I did anything horrible, just because that was a new experience. Won't let it happen again. But yeah, saw something fucking horrifying today. I don't even know. Actually, I don't even know if I should talk about that. It was just I was on my way to school this morning. And I ended up turning around because of how fucking slow it was, and then I found out that my professor canceled the class anyway. So I'm glad I turned around. We had a lot of snow over here, and I drove past someone, and it was a bad accident.
Are you surprised they canceled it on the day like that, or is that kind of BS that was last minute? You still think?
She canceled it pretty last minute, but if I would have checked right before I left, I would have known. I did check, but I checked 30 minutes before I left, and I should have double checked. But there was an accident, and there was just I don't. Again, this might be a weird thing to talk about on the podcast. I'm just kind of thinking about what happened today, and it was a bloody door, and I almost fucking threw up. It was really bad. It was I think the most horrific thing, and I guess I should be grateful for that's the most horrific thing I've witnessed, because people have certainly seen a lot worse, but it was the most horrific thing I've seen in person. I've seen car accidents before take place, but everyone's always been fine in them. This was just a door covered in blood, and it was oh my god. I just looked away right away and felt sick.
Many years ago when I was in high school, I remember I was in the car with Teddy and his grandpa, and we were driving on the highway, and all of a sudden, they saw this, I didn't see it, but apparently this car started swerving on the side of it, and it toppled upside down. I remember seeing the car upside down, I just didn't see the thing happening. And I remember seeing the guy walk out of the car, he had blood running down his face, down his head.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just
the accident that I saw
police immediately, but yeah, that was something.
Yeah, the accident I saw had to have been very recent, because there was no police officers, there was no ambulance, and then when I was driving down the road, a police car passed me, so it looked like they were just starting to get there. I eventually turned around and took a completely different route, because I, one, did not want to see that again, and two, knew that road would probably be completely blocked off. But yeah, it was feel very bad seeing something like that. That sucks. That's someone's probably dead there. With how bad it looked, I think that was a fatal crash. I don't know that for sure, but it was bad. Lighthearted discussions. I do want to talk about End of the Fucking World. We were talking about how we were going
Oh
to
yeah,
discuss that,
we
but
talked
I actually
about it
want to.
pretty much a lot off camera, but
We talked about it a little bit, but we can. I mean, if you don't have a lot to say, we don't have to talk about it. But like,
it's been a while since you
I do
came
have
for
like a way to.
DuckCast, so why not talk about it again? I don't know.
Like we. Well, one thing I will say first is I watched a movie today called Ingrid. Ingrid or Idrid? I don't. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Ingrid goes west. I think that's what it's called. It's called Ingrid Goes West. It's Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec
Oh,
is in it,
she's in that show
and
Legion. I really like. That's coming back soon with season 2.
she is outstanding in this movie.
Do you know
And
about
it's
the
just
show Legion
basically
on FX?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
It's like
Or
a
seen
very
anything about
trippy X-Men-ish show.
it.
Really cool. Really, really cool.
Okay, is it like
Yeah.
CW or something like that?
FX.
FX. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Um,
really good, I think.
So I know you're different because I think you've mentioned shows that you like on the CW. For me, like the only show on the CW,
I wouldn't recommend for you CW shows. I definitely don't
no,
think they're for you. But Legion,
the only show
Legion, I do recommend. You'd like it.
the only show on the CW I like is The 100. From what I've seen, the others just
Yeah.
can't stand that.
Yeah.
But
They're hit and miss.
yeah, the fucking God. Okay, so it's a movie about this girl who's extremely fucking lonely and has like some sort of mental issue, and she leaves a comment on someone's Instagram, and then they reply to her comment, and now she thinks they're friends. It's like that kind of person. And she drives to where she lives, moves in close by, and just becomes obsessed with this person and does crazy things. And it's just very good commentary on the internet and what you share about yourself.
Yeah.
I've never had anything to that degree, but I've definitely had instances of
watching something like that must get you so paranoid, though. Like, why watch
well,
that for yourself?
I gotta watch how I say this because I don't want to make anyone listen and think I'm talking about them, because chances are I'm not, because I don't think any of the people I'm referring to right now would ever watch anything I do, because I don't even think most of them even know I do, like YouTube or something like that. But there was people I've been nice to in the past where, and I'm not a very socially awkward person myself, but because I was nice to them, they would kind of latch on to me a little bit. And while they were friendly people, they're not exactly people I could communicate that well with. I didn't have a lot to say, and that's because they didn't really have a lot to say either. They were just very awkward people. And that's coming from me, a very awkward person. I've never had anything that bad. I think every single one of those people, which I think I'm thinking like there's one or two I can think of, none of them ever came off to me, like none of them ever like scared me or came off to me as like violent or anything like that. But it was just like, yeah, I mean, we're not really friends, you know, or I was nice to you, but we're not friends. I'm nice to you because it's just a decent thing to do. It doesn't mean I'm against becoming
Sounds
friends.
like high school.
When you
just forget about those kind of people.
One of them was college. When you just fucking like start following me around.
Yeah.
One person followed me around from like a distance. It was weird. Like
maybe they were heading the same way you were going. Who knows? Who knows?
It's weird stuff. And it's a very good way to get. It is a very good way to get very paranoid. The movie was very uncomfortable to watch, start to finish, but I really loved it. It was really great. Now, the reason I bring it up, and one, it's just a new movie I saw. I really liked it, but I just watched it a few hours ago. I think I was actually texting you about doing the podcast tonight while I was watching it.
So how it ties into the end of the fucking world.
Yeah, because there's a scene, and to be fair, this came out before End of the Fucking World. But End of the Fucking World was a comic book first. So I don't know what, but they're, you know, to be fair, the context of why they do it are different. But you talked about the X-Men scene in Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Well, this scene has Aubrey Plaza going up to a group of kids and paying them to punch her in the face.
Huh.
And I'm like, where did I see this?
Has it been done before though? Like that kind of thing? I feel like maybe.
Maybe, and the context is very different. In End of the Fucking World, he does it because he wants to fucking feel something, and she does it because she wants to. I won't spoil it. Actually, she wants to do it. For very different reasons. Yeah. But yeah, like
I don't know though. I don't know. Maybe a bit. I feel like it might have been done in something or a few other things before. Who knows? something like that.
Potentially.
Here, I'll pay you, or just asking some bullies to.
I'm looking up the name of one person. I'm trying to remember the character's name and the person, because like every single character in this movie is just a horrible person.
Mm.
Like Aubrey Plaza, you kind of like her because she's the main character, but she's a fucking nut job, and the stuff she does is not okay. And then even the people that she's trying to become friends with, they're kind of shitty in their own ways too. Not as shitty as her, but like not good people. Just really, really not good people at all. The character's name is Dan, and it's he was played by O'Shea Jackson Jr. And he was the one fucking likable, genuinely good person in the movie, and he just like brings everything together so nicely. Like without him, like this movie is very unlikable. It's a good movie, but it's very unlikable because every single character is just horrible. But this one guy named Dan, this one guy is like the one sweetheart in the film. He's the one guy who's just trying to calm things down a bit, and you really like him.
He?
What?
He dies, right? I'm sure. Oh, well, a character like that. I mean, how sweet out of the whole bunch. I mean, come on.
No, he's
like a black guy in a horror movie.
You fucking love this guy too, because it's just like, even if he wasn't like, because one, he is a very nice person, but even if he wasn't, it would just be like, at least he's not a fucking scumbag. Because these other characters, like even the ones who don't especially do anything bad, the way they act is just very annoying, very pretentious, very aggravating. And I liked it a lot. I do have like, there's some like very cliche things in it, but I liked it a lot. And I'd recommend it.
Something's heads west.
Ingrid goes west. We can make that the recommendation of the week, but you'd have to like, it's a YouTube link where you have to pay for it. But hey, maybe people want to pay for it. It's only $2. It's only $2 to rent. I watched it on Hulu, and Hulu pisses me off.
I've never used Hulu. What's so bad about Hulu? Out of curiosity.
Because if you don't want ads, you pay premium. So like I'm going off of like my parents are the one who actually pay for it. I used to pay for Hulu, and then they got their own account and they were letting me use it. So I was like, okay, I guess I don't need Hulu anymore. But they got it without the ads taken off, and that's fine because it costs more for the ads. You shouldn't have to do that though. Like Netflix, you get it and you can watch stuff.
Yeah.
Hulu, they put a lot of ads in. Like this movie had like, I think somewhere between 15 to 20 ad breaks, and it's not one ad either. It's several ads. And there was like 15 or 20 of them in this fucking movie, this hour and 30-minute long movie. And I'm just like, that's fucking ridiculous. And the movie froze a bunch of times, and eventually I just closed out of it and got back in it. And for some reason, the ads didn't play that time, so I like halfway through the ads stopped, and I appreciate that. But I mean, it's just fucking random with Hulu. It's fucking bullshit. I hate Hulu.
I consider like Hulu a lot like Netflix. I didn't think ads would be in it like at all, like YouTube. I mean,
weird. It's like loaded with ads, and you have to pay more if you don't want ads.
Sounds like Free Make Video Downloader, where it was once free and didn't require like, restrict you to only download 3-minute and under videos, and then all of a sudden, pay for the unlimited pack to get all that stuff.
Hulu is lucky it has what it has, because if it weren't for that, nobody would fucking use Hulu.
Yeah.
Like it has a lot of shows, and you can stream them right after they're released on television. Not for all shows, but for a lot of them. Like Rick and Morty, I don't think they even have season 3 up yet.
I think it might be Amazon, that Tick. Is that on Hulu or Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon has some originals too. I think that's the Tick is on Amazon.
And that other one, Pete? Something Hey Pete?
Skinny Pete. Which, funny enough, I think is a show done by Bryan Cranston. Skinny Pete is a Breaking Bad character.
The main character, and I forget. I like him.
I don't know.
Ted and... Yeah. Good actor, though.
Did you want to talk about End of the Fucking World at all, or no?
What you want to talk about?
You know what? I have a hard time remembering a lot, but I do want to watch it. Especially I want to rewatch it this year, because at the end of the year I'm going to do my television video, and I'm going to talk about End of the Fucking World, even though it was 2017. I was a little late to the party there. But I need to rewatch it
Came
because
out
there's
in
a lot of stuff I'm
2018.
forgetting. What?
It came out in 2018. Though.
I think it came out in 2017.
No, it was like January of this year.
Maybe. Let me check. I'm actually curious
Pretty
now.
sure. I hear myself.
I just want to double check. It could have even been released in the US later than it was like in the UK or something. I'm curious though. But yeah, like what did you think of it as a whole?
I really enjoyed it. Like, first of all, can you lower your volume a bit? Like, I hear myself and it's very annoying.
I can barely hear you because you lowered yourself so much.
Oh no, I still hear myself.
But I lowered you. I lowered you.
All right. Well, I really liked it. Like, despite what we. Oh my god.
It got released in October.
Forget what I said. I still hear myself. No, I really
it was
liked
released
it. Like,
in the UK, but it was released in January internationally.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. No, but like, you know, despite what you said about like the ending, which isn't necessarily bad, you know, I really really enjoyed it.
The ending is great. It's just the sneak preview of it at the beginning, like the last episode of the show. There's a sneak preview.
I forgot
of what's about to happen, and it's like the worst part about it though is it's not even a fake out. It's like genuinely like it's showing you what's going to happen.
The only thing you know, when I saw that first clip, like I thought it's either, you know, the girl's dad or the police, like one of the detectives. It was just a random cop at the same time. It was one of the guesses I guessed, so it's like not too big of a surprise. I knew
it
what
didn't. I mean, it doesn't like it wouldn't even like I wouldn't even lower my score of it for that. For what I would rate it. I need to rewatch before I can rate it. But like
the cop that left the girl in the room in the retail store like an idiot, just let her walk out, but then he got lucky. She was like, oh, I'm gonna give this little girl back and I'll stick with you, and then later he just, I don't know, that put points off for that. Come on now. Yeah. Seriously, that was dumb. Why leave the door open? You just found this girl shoplifting. You keep her in the room. I'm going to walk out for a bit. I'm going to leave the door right open. Not going to lock it. Not going to take my key with me. Nope. Just going to leave it wide open. Yeah.
You might not be allowed to lock it legally.
Or just close it. Or get, like, someone else in the store to, like, watch or something. IDK.
I don't know. But anywho... You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have. Like, I mean, if you have stuff to talk about, you go ahead. I actually don't. I really do have to rewatch it.
Like, it's a short show too. It's very quick to go through. I was surprised when the first episode ended. I'm like, how long was that? It was only like 20 minutes long. Like each episode, I was like, well, this is gonna be easy show to get through. How many episodes are there? Then once the 8th episode ended, I was like, oh, okay, that's a show. Cool. And it felt like, you know, a really long movie, but it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, really altogether, it's like about the length of maybe even a little shorter than like Wolf of Wall Street or The Green Mile.
Yeah, it is movie length. It was really good. Yeah, I really liked it. Pacing of each episode was good. It always kept it interesting, each and every single thing. Each character was interesting, like the dad of the son. So tragic, very tragic. The dad's thing. I feel bad for the mom and that asshole. But yeah.
I feel like. Oh, you're talking about the girl's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom that committed suicide in front of her kid. I find it. I mean, you know.
What?
That's a subjective.
No. The mom of the dog.
No, I know who you're talking about. I do find it very hard to feel bad for her.
Not her. Wait.
I know that. I'm just saying. Like, I was just saying that.
Okay.
The mom who, fuck, you're gonna have to put up a spoiler alert. I didn't even like realize what I was doing there.
Damn.
Sorry about that. Or you can cut it out. Spoiler or cut it out. I don't know.
Spoiler alert, timestamp, all that stuff. You know the drill, babies.
Then I'll keep talking about it.
Just keep talking.
Because like the mom, like that's one thing I will talk about. It's just like I have no sympathy for the mom who killed herself in front of her kid just because it's a really fucked up thing to do, and she kind of ruined her kid's life.
I feel like with more context of what she was going through, exactly.
Maybe, and that was a big reason because we don't know anything about the mom, and they never really explain why she does that. You just kind of like, yeah, she's depressed. But
quirky.
But I'm just like, yeah, I don't fucking feel bad for her because That was a fucked up thing to do. I understand. Like, yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to um have this in the recording, but what you said to me last time about the actor who played the younger version of the kid.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. He looked very evil looking. He was perfect for that.
Yeah.
That's not even a like insult. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's a nice kid, and I'm not trying to make fun of the way the kid looks. He was just perfect for that part. He had like these eyes that looked. In the scene where he's like innocent and talking about feeding the ducks, it was fine. I'm talking about the scenes like where he was like sitting by his father and just clearly fucking hated everything. And it's like, yeah, this kid looks fucking.
When he was in the car
It means
with his
he did
mom,
a good job of his performance.
when he was in the car with his mom before she killed herself, like, you know, when he talks, like, he seemed pretty cute. It's just when he's not talking, he's just staring into nothingness with those eyes. It's very creepy, for sure.
Very creepy, and I mean, it's just a good child actor. Then I think I'd have to rewatch the parts where he actually talks.
Should we show a picture?
Child actors normally suck ass.
Should I show a picture of the kid when we bring him up, or nah? Get some.
You can go ahead and do that. Fun little edit. I don't think we've had a lot of edits in the last few episodes.
What a big handsome boy. What?
What?
I cut you off. What were you saying?
I said, yeah, you could put that in. Like, put a few edits in this episode. We didn't have that many last episode.
We don't have many in general, but yeah, that's just me. Yuckity, yuckity, yuck.
I think there's like time periods where we have like 1 or 2 edits per episode, but we haven't had that in a while.
I'm disappointed in myself as a whole through DuckCast. Like, never, or rarely, I should say, like, ever, like, instead of us in an episode saying, hey, Zach, do this, I'm never like, I'm gonna do this out of my own free will as an editor without anyone telling me in the recording to do anything. I'm just very lazy, I guess. But at the same time, I've always, like, I've exclaimed, like, how much I hate editing and how tedious it is. So I guess that's a good enough excuse, IDK. But yeah. Hey, past Zach and Mike. I didn't really appreciate what you guys said about me, the editor of DuckCast, about not editing out of my own free will. So, I'm gonna do this for a bit. Just to put it randomly in the episode for no reason. But to show you that I'm putting in effort. Okay? Alright, let's see here. Where's that one place? Oh, yeah, here we go. 3D models. I'm gonna make this smiley picture even better. Okay, you ready for this shit? Not really a lot of good ones here. This guy seems happy. Let's put in the sailboat. Okay, it's loading. Still loading. Not sure why it's still loading. I clicking on it, nothing happening. Oh, okay. Hey, look at that. All right. We can turn it like that. We can. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll shrink it. No, shrink it down. Yeah, we'll have it like, yeah, like that. Let's put in the distance. So it's like, yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna get some blue, and we're gonna paint some water. So then it's in the ocean. Shit. I didn't mean to draw over the smiley. Fuck it. Nothing's happy about this. I'm not a happy panda right now. Despite what our Lord and Saviors of DuckCast have just said. It's been a few minutes since I listened to it, to be honest. So I think it was just Zach that just said stuff, but I'm gonna blame Mike too, because he didn't say nothing. He just let it happen. Alright, so that's a good enough ocean. Okay, I was gonna put in the other one, but this one, this one will suffice. Yeah, yeah, I like this. My air conditioning just went on. Don't know if you heard that, but yeah. Wow, my air conditioning just went on really loud. Fuck it. Okay. Just trying to make a nice video here. Thanks. Um. Is there a heart? Yeah, there is a heart. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a tattoo. Look at that. It fits perfectly on it. I didn't even know that this program can do that. Like, you get one of these things, and you just do that. That's a check mark. No, that was a shitty check mark. Let's make that the sun. The sun will be in the ocean. Some we put in the top corner of a picture, but me, I put it right here in the middle. But yeah, check mark from me, the editor of DuckCast. If you ever say anything again about my laziness to edit anything in a DuckCast episode, when it's to be fair, I just don't feel like it, and I feel like that's a good enough excuse. And if you say otherwise, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Fuck you, and that's that. Not Mike. Again, didn't stick up for me, so he's to blame too. And you watching right now, not leaving any comments about this, you're at fault too.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even certain things are certainly tedious. I think it's a lot less tedious, like, if you can just kind of time it out well. Like,
I'm so that person that's just like, it didn't used to be when I started out Ziv Prod, but like as time went on, like I just wanted to see the final product and enjoy it, and it's like,
yeah, I think I used to like editing more than I do now, and I'm trying to kind of get back onto like enjoying editing a lot more. Because when I was little, I remember when I made fucking Faded Memories on the Bemis 100 channel, I edited the entire movie in like one sit and not stopping, which, you know, it isn't a good thing to do. Like, obviously nowadays I want to spend a lot more time editing. But I mean, I sat down and edited it for like 10 hours straight and then released it because I was having such a fun time editing. When I did the Michael Hope Wanted finale, that was I took a little break to sleep, but I mean, I was just on my computer all weekend editing. I didn't stop. Like, I didn't do anything else.
I remember those con videos, like in the Marriages Don't Last video, like I've told you, like, you know, times when it's like day right before I said I was going to upload this, then get too lazy because like some of these edits are very tedious, and I'm just like, oh, I'll do it later. And then I forget at the last minute, so I spend that night right before editing and doing all that. Like Marriages Don't Last, it was like the scene right after at the park with the game to the end of the video. I had to do all of that in one night, and it was just annoying with all the music.
I just kind of have like, there's a point where I can drive myself to edit something and really start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And there are times where I have to really force it. Like, I remember Childhood Trauma and the watch list specifically. I really had to force it sometimes for Slate Side. But recent, like the Shark Tale one, I was able to get through really quickly. I'm working on a video right now.
The Shark Tale one came out really, really good. For the fact that you did it so quickly, like it looked pretty legit for an April Fool's video. Like I just really liked it.
Thank you. I might do more videos in that style then. I don't know. Like, I'd like to, because I mean, it really wasn't hard to do that. Like, I'm gonna go see Isle of Dogs hopefully soon. It's not a wide release yet, but they are showing it at a theater kind of close to me. Yeah, it's about like 10 miles away from me this weekend, so I'm gonna go there.
I don't think my mom has any interest in seeing that, but I gotta convince her because I think it could be cool to see.
I think it looks fucking incredible, and there's a small clip someone uploaded to YouTube that like was so funny. I want to watch it even more now. And I also noticed this because people keep saying this, and I didn't think about it once, but with the way, like, the title Isle of Dogs, if you say it, like, when you say it kind of fast, it sounds like you're saying I love dogs.
Aw, adorable.
Isle of Dogs.
Aw. I think that's intentional, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that
that's cool.
I'm really looking for, like, I watched 2 reviews of it so far. I mention these two too often. I'm going to find it in different sources because I probably mentioned them once per episode now. Ralph the Movie Maker and Your Movie Sucks both reviewed it. Your Movie Sucks had a way more positive review. Ralph just said he kind of liked the way it was made, but dialogue and story was poorly done. But Your Movie Sucks did not really agree with that. And Ralph the Movie Maker didn't like Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. So I'm assuming I'm going to agree more with Adam.
Transitioning to another
I like
movie.
theirs because they're like relatively spoiler free, so I can't really trust anyone else yet.
Transitioning to like a different movie, but that came out recently. I haven't seen it yet, but like from what I hear, at least from the VR community, like I hear Ready Player One is good. It was fun.
I heard that from the people I watch.
Again, only from the people in the VR community that have used VR, like VR chat community as well, like that have experience and that would feel more of a personal connection to it for sure. Positive views.
You know what? I've seen the trailer and my opinion on it was like, like I mean, it doesn't look especially great, but
there's a lot of
it doesn't look especially. It doesn't look especially great. It doesn't look especially. No, it's okay. I do that to you all the time. I know. It's unintentional. The trailer I watched, and I saw it like in theaters a couple of times for movies I was going to see. I was like, I mean, it didn't look great to me, but it also, like, I'm sure some people are going to watch it and have a good time. The critics I listen to, the highest I've seen anyone give it is a 5 out of 10, and pretty much everyone else says it's one of the worst movies they've ever seen. Granted, I watch critics who are a lot more harsh than normal people. Like, I mean, like, because I think an example of a nicer critic I watch, like those are like people like Doug Walker and Chris Stuckman, where they do go hard on movies sometimes, but you'll have like Doug Walker praising Inside Out as one of the best Disney movies ever, while someone else is like, yeah, no, Inside Out was like a fine kids movie, but like it's just the most predictable shit ever. And I personally, I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think it's one of the best ever made, but I definitely consider it, a unique, fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
Do you think for kids, like a predictable movie is kind of like given, in a kind
of the big argument is with these people I watch. Again, it's mainly people like Ralph and Adam. There are a few other people, but they are mainly just people I read reviews of, not watch video reviews from, and that's like, the big thing that they have to say about it is, yes, it's fine. It's a kid's movie. It's not a bad kid's movie, but people praise it, like adults praise it as like a masterpiece when clearly it's not. And it's like they're saying it's a fine kid's movie, but people need to stop acting like it's anything but that. And it, I think it's very fair to say that at the same time, I think I like those movies more. I do have to agree though, like I recently actually found out what the plot of Coco was, and I'm still going to watch it, and I'm still going to judge it for myself. I'm interested in Coco. I think it looks beautiful from what I've seen. But, I mean, someone explained the plot to me, and yeah, like, it's the most unoriginal story I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's just a kid who wants to play music, but his family doesn't like that, and there's another villain reveal, and there's,
Sometimes I feel like some critics don't like things more because of which I think is what all of us kind of relate to, which I feel like people really need to start to be a bit more understanding of it on both sides. But like when there's a lot of general audiences overhyping things, over exclaiming, hey, this is the best thing so and so is, whatever, and it's like for a good example, like Fortnite or Undertale or whatever, when they were big. And it's like, let's shove it down your throats. Let's like keep making YouTube videos. Let's keep streaming it. And at the same time, it's an okay game. It's an okay movie, or it's a good movie, but it's not as great as you think. And like the fact that people hear from all these things, like it just gets obnoxious. And I understand that, but at the same time, that shouldn't like make you dislike it in any way. If it's generally good, fine.
What I'll say about that
let
is
other people like get you.
Sorry.
Don't let other people's obnoxious voices make the product worse. That shouldn't be the scenario. But yeah, that's just me.
I actually said that exact same thing in my television discussion video on Slate Side, because people like said that. What was it? I think they were talking about how like Rick and Morty turned them off of the show, and that I think a fan base ruins something.
If you never heard anything, if you're one of those people that don't even know about the existence of the internet, and just like see a product, don't even hear like fan reactions to anything. You just see it for yourself.
That's
You might like a product more. I feel like if society
I
was
don't
like
think.
that,
Here's the thing.
with
I agree
anything,
that you should not let a fandom ruin something for you. That is stupid.
or just with
That is very
voices of
stupid.
like anything, opinions of anything, just like whether it's
Yeah,
good
like I
or
mean,
bad, just like don't let it make your thoughts
some
on
of
it
the
worse.
fucking
Doesn't matter.
like some of the people who respond to Breaking like Better Call Saul, like big Breaking Bad fans, who just like say fucking nonsense just because it's not just like Breaking Bad. Like I can't fucking stand them. I hate that. Like they're very irritating people, but I don't hate Breaking Bad for that.
Doesn't make Better Call Saul bad at either, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are both
Oh yeah,
not equally good, but like they're both good. They're both great.
I like
Enjoy
them both.
what's good.
So, but like,
Yes.
that's not what I think these people are saying though. I think that a lot of people watch the movies and they really enjoy the craft of movies. Like they love and they see like a lot of these critics, they watch a lot more movies than me and you do, and as a result they've seen some of the greats, and it's not that, again, like they all of them gave Inside Out a positive review, but like there was other movies that were coming out around the time. I think like a movie that came out that year, same year, because Inside Out was 2015, right? I think it was.
Maybe, yeah.
Another movie that came out that year was Anomalisa, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently it's just like this really, really good and unique original animated film, but nobody was talking about that, and everyone was talking about Pixar because of how much we hype up a company like Pixar, and I think that's where the complaints come in. And again, like there's I think that's what they're talking about. And again, like they're not acting like it's the end of the world. They're not acting like because of this there's no good movies left. Anyone who says there's no good movies anymore aren't like trying to find movies at all. Because really, you can just go on recommendations from people alone and find great stuff.
I feel
You
like
just have to.
sometimes people need to I'm like some critics like it's fine if they've seen as every movie, every TV show in existence, whatever, they've seen it all. But they're like always saying we need something original. We need it because we're bored of what we got. At the same time, what if someone hasn't seen this formula yet? It's fine if they've seen it. If it works, it works. That's a general.
But that's why it's subjectional. That's why it's just what they're saying. I've never heard any of these people, and if I ever do hear someone say this, I won't watch them anymore because it's a stupid way to look at it. I've never seen any of them say you can't enjoy this or you're stupid if you enjoy this. They're completely talking about their own perspective.
I doubt the critics that you watch would say that. I'm assuming, but yeah.
What?
I said like I assume that the critics that you watch probably aren't the types of people that would say stuff like that, but
yeah. So are you just talking about people like some of the obnoxious people you'll see in comment sections?
Just like any critic out there that might be like that, that I might not know of, just saying.
I understand the frustration of watching a really good movie that clearly the people who worked on it tried a lot harder, and then something fucking stupid gets attention instead.
Actually, I was thinking about this earlier today, this topic, and I was thinking like a good example. I don't think you've seen Black Panther yet, but like,
no.
I really liked the villain in the movie, Killmonger, and over time, like of course, like with anything, like how the first Avengers movie happened, where everyone loved it, and then all of a sudden people started to be like, okay, it's not as great. Or Star Wars Force Awakens, people loved it, then people hated it. I'm getting the same vibe with Killmonger, but with like people starting to love it. Not so much, too much like the Star Wars Force Awakens and Avengers thing, but like like some people are they're just like he was an okay villain, guys. All right, stop overhyping. He was an okay villain, but it was still a good villain in general, a very good villain, and I really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people that would see the movie would be like, oh yeah, they'll definitely compared to like other some of the worst Marvel MCU villains could agree, and just in general as a villain in this movie, did good.
I've got another recommendation because what you said reminded me of it, and this one's a free recommendation. So we have like Ingrid, Ingrid Goes West. Ingrid, I fucking forget the name of the movie.
Ingrid went west. She just did it.
I think it's Ingrid Goes West. Goes West. So that's
that
one
ticket
you
on the bus
for if
went
you want to
west.
watch it. But if you want a free video, this one's just like 20 seconds. Someone leaked the ending of Infinity War on YouTube, and I'll send you a link to that after, and you got to check it out.
It's April Fool's, isn't it?
It's not even April Fool's. It wasn't released on
Why would I
April
want to
1st,
see that then?
because it made me. It's not real. It made me laugh hysterically though. It's a shit post, but it made me laugh fucking hysterically.
Lighting's bad.
I'll send you a link to it because there's probably a lot of shit like that. There's a specific one I want to send you, and I was fucking laughing hysterically. I think Cody posted it on Facebook, but I found it on YouTube too.
Okay, Avengers Infinity War, and then in parentheses shit post.
It's a leaked ending.
Shit.
I'm laughing thinking about it. That's how good it is. So I haven't seen Black Panther yet. I mean, I'm not a big Marvel guy.
The movie, like, it's it's where it takes place like in this country that no one knows about and very traditional and stuff, and it touches up a lot of stuff like that, like traditions. It's very wholesome. I feel like
Black Panther had the unfortunate circumstance of where, because of what it is, it has a very toxic community around it. Because like there's no matter what, you're going to displease someone with it, because there's people saying if you're white and you go see the movie, you're a racist, and there's people who say if you don't go and see it, you're a racist.
I've only heard that of irony. I've never heard that taken seriously. That's just me.
It's been going on since Wonder Woman, because people want like female only screenings for Wonder Woman. Like it's just shit like that. And then people want the same thing for Black Panther.
We'll see what happens with Captain Marvel next.
No, again, I'm not saying this is even close to like how most people are reacting to it. But I mean, I've heard people
in general, like really.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure it's fine. And and anyone who criticizes it gets shit, but like it's just kind of like this toxic group behind it. And I understand it's going to be a very political movie, because it's not the first black superhero movie, but it's the first black mainstream superhero movie. It's the first one that's getting tons of recognition and is making like it's huge, and it's very well received. Because there's stuff like Catwoman in the past, but I mean that was a very poorly received movie that no one liked and not many people remember.
Oh, Catwoman.
But like Black Panther, it's big. It's a big deal, and I'm very I think it's great that it exists. Like absolutely, but just some people had to fucking react to it, because like some people are looking at the movie and they're not seeing it as like this big political movie. They're just watching it like any other movie, and if they don't like it, they should just be able to say they don't like it. Because them not liking it has nothing to do with anything political. It has to do with, they like the craft of movies, and they want to be honest with what they think about it.
My sister, I saw the movie twice, by the way, and right before seeing it for the second time, my mom was telling me that my sister and her boyfriend saw it, and they said it was very slow. And like right after watching for the second time, after not seeing it in a while, we saw it, and I'm like, it was paced perfectly fine. Like I don't know. When someone dislikes a movie, it has to have good reasons.
And I'm going off about how it has like this very toxic community behind it, but like really, again, like it goes back to what we were saying before. That doesn't mean I don't want to watch the movie. I'm not super interested, but I am going to see it because I'm just kind of curious about it, and people are saying it's really good.
You'll have a smile on your face.
I'm definitely not letting the community of people who just have to treat it like this big political movie. And I think it's stupid for Black Panther to be a political movie too. I mean,
I just ignore like any of those. They're just trolls, honestly.
Just if you want to, like, I feel like something like Get Out or Moonlight made a lot more sense to be like become these political movies, because they actually address a lot of that in the movies, and they're not superhero movies. But
Black Panther also like it touched up on like not just traditions, but like at first it was like about how the community of Wakanda was like doing whatever they can for their own community, and by the end of the movie it was more about like, okay, it's about the world, it's about us.
Oh, I know. You actually it didn't make the cut, but I remember like you said that in the Oscars recording I just didn't put that clip in there.
Oh yeah.
But it was in the original cut that I sent to you guys on Google Drives, and I still have, but I ended up taking it out just because I felt like the entire Black Panther conversation was just going to make people angry. So it's just like, yeah, let's take it out. It wasn't Black Panther. Actually, no, it wasn't the Black Panther conversation.
No, it was the.
It was like the whole diversity segment that they did.
Yuck.
Yuck to diversity. You heard it first here, guys.
Yuck. Um, did you want to talk about that more, or?
Not really. I'm gonna watch Black Panther. Like nothing seriously, nothing against the film. I haven't seen it, and
Yeah.
I'll probably really like it. But
And again, like,
uh,
don't listen to me as one of those people. Oh, it's the greatest thing. Like I said before, like, oh, I'm gonna just keep vouching this in your ear until you see it, and then when you see it, it's like it's not as good as it was
I'm
overhyped.
gonna be
Just don't
honest about
overhype.
what I
Yeah.
think. I'm gonna be honest what I think about it. Like
Mm,
I don't think I should care about like offending anyone with that, because if they're gonna be offended by it, then they're like people I don't want to speak to.
mm.
Um, I don't want around me. They're gonna be upset if I don't like Black Panther, but I think I'll like it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it will probably be pretty good. I
Yeah.
think that it's going to be very dumb if something like that wins Best Picture next year at the Oscars, which a lot of people are
It's a Marvel
predicting.
movie. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. Go see it. Enjoy it. That's it. Go goodbye. It's a Marvel movie.
People are fucking going insane. Anywho,
um, you know what I've been doing the last week?
What?
I just to like get just to like not exactly like socializing too much about it, but like I've been going on VR chat a bit more, and as a mute character, so which is what I mean. It's not socializing as much, but at the same time you're still surrounded by actual people and chilling. I've been this little yellow bird that just like hangs out with people, and like I swear to God, like I literally do nothing but act cute, nodding, doing whatever, sending the little heart emojis, the thumbs up stuff, just acting cute, RPing as a little cute bird.
Mm.
I swear to God, stuff that's just happened, like just people like, oh, you're a cute little bird, I'll add you as a friend. Like, don't even have to say anything. I don't know. The last week it's just been a lot of fun. Met a lot of chill dudes. It's been very
Cool.
nice. RPing as a gosh dang innocent little bird. I don't know why I added in gosh dang, but gosh dang, yeah, it's very fun.
That's
Though.
cool.
I,
Cool, man.
there's been like
I'll have
two
to get
nights
back.
where I just stayed up till like 3 a.m. playing
I'll
VR
have to
chat.
get back. I'll have to get back on sometime.
It's very fun. So, of course, like leaving certain rooms where there's toxic people, but like when you find good groups, they're really neat.
Toxic people can kind of be funny sometimes, though.
Depending, but yeah.
What else is there to talk about? It's been a very casual episode of DuckCast. Not a bad thing.
We could end it here if you want.
The 100's coming back on soon. Like a week or two.
No, like end of April 24th, I think it was.
Oh, is that okay? My sister lied to me. What else is there? Like, I'm not super interested in television right now. I'm just watching a shitload of movies, but I do want to watch some more shows. I watched an episode of Black Dynamite, and that was hilarious.
There's a recommendation. I meant to do it like the last couple of episodes. I just forgot. I talked about it on episode 11 of my podcast. I know you might not be interested in it, but I the people behind it I feel like are some of the nicest dudes, and I feel like they should get more recognition and more support. There's a Twitch channel called Hyper RPG that doesn't do the traditional. Very rarely does traditional gaming stuff on their channel. They mostly do D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, role playing stuff like that. And there's this one show that I got into it called Power Rangers Hyperforce. Just me as a Power Rangers fan, but they don't just do Power Rangers. I think they have like Star Wars one on there. Sometimes they do a random one where like one night they'll just do a random thing. Like they brought in Andre for one Black Panther RPG. I think they've done a Pokemon one, another Power Rangers one. I don't know, just whatever. And they're a small business too. They stream out this one house that they got and have this whole studio set up and all these people behind it. And I feel like if you guys want to give some really cool dudes a chance, maybe sub to their channel. It's only $5 with Twitch Prime. If you could do Twitch Prime for free for your first month, so you don't even have to pay, but the money will still be going to them. If you do that, subscribe to Hyper RPG. It'll be nice.
I'm sure there's some people on Twitch who are very entertaining to listen to, but it's just like I don't think I could add Twitch.
I'm not even saying for you. I'm just saying for anyone else out
Oh, I
there.
know. For people
Yeah,
listening, like absolutely check it out. That'll be
and
our
like,
third and final
and for
recommendation of the week.
and if there are any Power Rangers fans out there, I just wanna say because I really love this show. Their first season is recently coming to an end, and you know, may or may not get a second season. Hopefully it will, but like with more support and more viewers live, because they do upload each episode to YouTube a week after, but they're focusing more on the live count. So if any Power Rangers fans out there want to give Hyperforce a chance, and I've heard critiques about that they can't get into it because I hear myself on your end. Um,
Sorry.
that's gonna be distracting. Um, Let me back away from my mic a bit, maybe. Um, like I've heard complaints about like if you're not into D&D, you don't like imagining scenarios. You want if you can't see it, it's not entertaining. To that I say rubbish. Give it a chance. If your ADD or ADHD, whatever the hell it is, gets in the way, too bad. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna try. You're gonna put in the effort, and I promise you're gonna like it. With any of their D&D shows, by the way, because it's surprisingly great. I wasn't really into the format when they announced the show. Once I saw the first episode, I was hooked. More episodes in, they got better and better. With anything, you got better and better. Again, leading up to their season 1 finale, they're great. They've got some great people working on it. They got great guests that come on every now and then. It's a great show. Highly recommend the channel in general as well. But Hyperforce, as a fan of Hyperforce, definitely give it a chance for sure. It'll be in the link description. Hyper RPG. Really great channel. But yeah, they deserve it. What'd you want to say about anything?
No, I was just saying I don't think I have time. Like, I mean, I know you're talking to the audience, not me, but I don't think I would ever have time for Twitch right now. Just like, I mean, like, because I with not like not like that my schedule is like so much busier than yours or anything. It's just that like the things I choose to spend time
Yeah,
on, I don't think I'd
I
have
heard.
like Twitch could ever be added to it. Like I
Yeah.
don't think I like even the H3 podcast, like I'll listen to it when it's on YouTube and I barely listen to it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about the Bob Saget one, and I listened to like half of the second Jordan Peterson one, but it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
And listen to Weisenheimer's like still like I'm going for it for a third time now just because I loved it so much. And you completely stopped with that one, right?
I may or may not get. I keep forgetting to, but like, there's this one MMO that I recently got into, which I just play music when I play it. It's that kind of game, very chill. So I might just play a podcast or two. It could be Weisenheimer's, could not be. So I don't know. I have that opportunity now though that I didn't have with anything else because like other games that I used to have that kind of play music while playing stuff kind of went away. So I have this new one too. Possibly give that chance
I
for
feel like a big part of enjoying a podcast is that there being like a really interesting personality to it that you already kind of know. Like, if not, it's harder to get into it, and it's possible for me. It's possible to get into a podcast without knowing any of them. Like, Critical has that podcast called The Official Podcast, and I used to only listen to it because of the guests, and I thought like the other four were like the most boring people ever. It's like Charlie, Kayak, Jackson, and I'm drawing a blank on the fourth person's name, but I do remember. I know what his voice sounds like. I know the differences between him and the other three. And I thought they were really boring, and I would only be able to watch if the guest was interesting enough. And now all four of them have grown on me, and I can listen to an episode without the guests, because they mainly do guest episodes, but they do some alone too. So I think that's really cool. But then like stuff like Sardonicast and Weisenheimer's was super easy because I already followed the people involved, and it's just I kind of know a lot of their opinions. I kind of know a lot of the stuff they say. I don't know who they are as people, obviously. Even with the podcast, I don't really think you learn too much about a person. I think that you just kind of know what's on their mind that day. But I think it's easier to get into them when you're already a fan of someone. Even like the H3 podcast is so hard to get into sometimes because like they have so many guests on that I don't care about and are people I don't know, and like Ethan and Gila almost aren't. I like to
At the same time, I from like their perspective, I really like that they have such a variety of guests that are so different for like everyone.
Yeah.
Someone will
Yeah.
get interested in something, which I really like.
Yeah, and they make the
It's a smart
episodes so
decision.
frequently. It's not like I'm disappointed.
They do a good job though. Like
Yeah.
I don't even watch as much as you do either. Very rarely, like the Bob Saget one. I really want to get into. I agree. Um, and I think that
Donkey.
last one they had with Jack's Films and that other guy. Maybe did I see that one fully? I think I might have scratched that. But yeah,
The I haven't ever finished a
it just
Jack's
depends on the
Films
guest.
episode. I mean,
The
he's been
Jack's
on like
Films and
2 months
Common,
now.
the last one they did, think I remember watching live and it was pretty great.
Jack said during a live stream he was doing that he was gonna go back on soon.
I think Jack did start up a Twitch channel, by the way, too.
I know he started up a Twitch channel. I was watching his videos when he was like announcing he was gonna do it. Cause I don't watch all the Yais or I don't. Whenever he does a skit, I'll watch it because the skits I just always love them because it's just him making fun of something on YouTube, and sometimes they're not funny, other times I get a good laugh. Yai isn't always for me, but I do like it sometimes. But like, did you see the How to Basic video?
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
That was really good. that went on so many journeys.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It was also cool to see
clip
Max
was great.
Mofo again. I mean, he's disappeared.
That iDubbbz clip about Jack's Films, that was great.
The iDubbbz clip was good. Jack actually responded on Twitter talking about how iDubbbz's new content cop made a few good points, but it was pretty short. It was cool to see. Like, I mean, I knew so many people in there. They had Raka Raka. You had
I
John
gained Max
Tron.
Mofo before too. He gained some weight, Max Mofo.
Yeah, I think Fred was saying that when we watched it with him.
He still uploads on his like Pokemon channel or gaming channel, I think. So
on the Pokemon channel, I think on the gaming channel, he's
people that have that still watch those, I guess, have been updated about his look, but I don't know. Not that it's a judgmental thing. I'm just saying he's
the whole thing like just split up. There was like those 4. There was Anything for Views, Max Mofo, Filthy Frank, and iDubbbz, and it was just like a glorious time period on YouTube where everything was wonderful. And now they've all gone their own ways. Filthy Frank is now Joji or Jojo, and
Joji.
And he's doing his music career. You have Max Mofo who doing who knows
I just
what.
realized
Anything is on the Baited podcast, and iDubbbz is catching squirrels. Like, this is where they are now.
I just realized my my aunt / my family's friends own this yogurt place called Joji now. That they started up like a year or 2 ago. Like it's literally called Joji. I just realized that, and it's like the same. Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? One thing I didn't talk about on this at all, and I know we're gotta be getting pretty close to the ending now.
Yeah.
Just another insert of like the time period it is for when I look back at these. So I started going to East Stroudsburg University last semester, like in the fall. I started going there. My first semester I enjoyed quite a bit. And now I'm on my second semester and I'm not sure about this major. I'm thinking of transferring to a school where I can get in something more specific to film. Like I went to Northampton Community College and that wasn't a film major or film program either, but there were so many aspects to filmmaking in it, and it was very useful to me because there was a class that taught you about cinematography. There was a screenwriting class. There was a film appreciation film study class where you just watched movies and took notes. There was a class dedicated to editing there, and like the television classes were nice too. It wasn't exactly what I was going for, but those were very good. And you know what? I want to watch what I say here because the professor for the television class, I really like her. She's such a nice person. She seems to like she's trying her best to be on top of things, but a lot has been going on with her this semester. Won't go into it because that's personal stuff, but like a lot of inconveniences and a lot of classes have been canceled due to snow, including today. I think more than half of the television classes have been canceled. I'm not kidding. More than half of them. And as a result, I feel like this television class has become the most incompetent thing I've ever taken part of.
It was even learning nothing.
It was pathetic. We did our first project, and like it wasn't my project. I was just given a job for that day, and I did my job. I did my job right. I know I did my job right. They gave me orders, and within the first 10 minutes, they were happy with me. And the next 2 hours went to them trying to get the show done, and they failed. And there wasn't a single we had one take, and everything was messed up, and then we quit. Like nobody knew what they were doing. It was, and I like the people in that classroom. I've had a couple people I talk to daily in that class. I have some people in that class I'd love to invite to be in our movie when we finally finish the script. And I think the professor is probably a lot better than this, and it's just a semester of certain circumstances with tons of classes being canceled and other stuff that I won't go into. And it's just unfortunate, but it's not just that either. The rest of my classes, one of them is very useful for me, but it has nothing to do with what I want to get into. It's just helping me understand computers better.
I think that's like a lot of college courses. I mean, there's always like some things that you're just not interested in and have no idea like why it's...
I like fucking media theory is one of the classes I'm in right now. And you know what? I like the professor for that class too. I like him a lot. He knows what he's talking about. But you want me to give you an example of why I hate this fucking major? You know what he used as a positive example of what we should be trying to do? Fucking Spider-Man and Elsa. Like, he's completely unaware of all of that shit. He's supposed to be this media theory professor teacher who knows what he's showing us YouTube videos about knowing all of the fucking controversies connected to it. And it's like, oh my god, really? Spider-Man and Elsa, you're doing this right now? Because it had a lot of views, right? But that's not something you want to get involved with.
You know, did any of the other students feel the same?
And it's also just like the fucking cringiest thing online.
Did any of the other students feel the same?
Some of the students I could see on their faces, but others were like, oh man, that person got 40 million views, that's dope. It's like...
What's hip and trending, kids? That's what matters.
And that's remember, like the thing is, he's not wrong. The videos do super well, but it just makes me hate this major so much. I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And like, I have a web design class, and that's a good class. Like, I'm learning something new. I like it. It's cool. But you know, I'm not doing web design when I'm at school. So what's the point of me taking it? It was a required class too. Like, it's because I'm in a media class now. I'm not in filmmaking. I'm not in television in which you're like writing scripts and making shows. Like I'm in news. I'm in broadcasting. I'm in Drama Alert Nation. That kind of shit. Drama Alert Nation. Fucking Keemstars cameo.
This
fucking Scarce had. You know who Scarce is?
Yeah.
His fucking part in the How to Basic video, he didn't even know how to fucking say How to Basic. It sounds like he says I'm how to beast it, because he can't fucking speak.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? He then slams his hand into the wall. I've rewatched that like a bunch of times with different people. He doesn't know how to talk. Oh, but this is what the fucking school's doing to me now. This like rant is what it's doing to me. So I want to transfer and I want to go focus more on film.
A few episodes later, we'll see how that goes. You'll update us.
Yeah. Yeah, I will, because I'm going to talk to my advisor this week and figure shit out. Because I don't think there's anything at the school for me. I'm not shitting on the school. Aside from financial aid being a pain in the ass to figure out, and then it turned out it wasn't even financial aid. It was a loan. I don't know why they're calling it financial aid if it's a loan, which I'm fine with taking out a loan if I need it. But like, aside from that, I've enjoyed East Stroudsburg. And the first semester was very enjoyable, but I'm realizing more this semester that this is not at all what I want to do with my future. And Northampton was a lot more relevant to what I wanted to do with my future. So, more news on future episodes.
This may or may not be happening, but like I'm like considering like taking online classes for like bookkeeping or accounting, probably bookkeeping, but yeah. Like
not a bad idea. I mean,
yeah. I have experience with it.
For the very least, to like experience something new and like do something that might help you out in the future. And if like worst comes to worst, just it's an online class and it probably won't cost that much money, so it's not that big of a deal.
Because like where I live, any colleges for anything that I might be possibly interested in are too far, and B, I don't drive. C, again, have experience with inputting stuff. Like I work for my dad, I do the paperwork for him and all that, so I have experience with that. Uh, uh, D, I just don't want to work in retail or anything where I have to communicate with other people. I have such a social anxiety; it's not even funny. And yeah,
That, to each their own, but that might be something like I don't want to give you shit or anything. That might be something you have to kind of like force yourself to deal with, though.
I know, but
I understand. Like, dude, I'm fully with you on that because
yeah.
I'm socially anxious too, and even at this place, even at the places I've been working for several years now, I still stutter and mess and say the wrong thing when I'm with people.
I just like sometimes just like if anything like really hits me emotionally, like, and if I can't find an area to be alone in, I'm just gonna like
yeah, I'm like surrounded by people constantly. I used to be in an office where, because I'm a freelance editor and I've been working for a company for almost 4 years now. In that process, as I mentioned in episodes before, and I used to be kind of like in this. It wasn't really a cubicle because it was only split 4 ways, but like I had like these walls by me, and now it's just like I'm around everyone. They can see exactly what I'm doing on my computer.
Yeah.
Because I'm put in a different office, and that's that's fine because it's not like I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing before. I don't need privacy, but it is like like everyone can see me now, and it's like it does make me feel a little awkward. I absolutely feel that. But it is something that you definitely improve with. I'm a lot better at talking to clients now. I mean, I think a good example of that is like Darrell went from being a client, and I'd actually consider the guy a friend now. That's something I didn't talk about at all, and I won't talk about it. I know we have to end this episode, but new stuff coming out with that. I think it's very interesting. I just no details yet because we're talking. We're not confirming anything yet.
About the group or a different project?
The group and other projects.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't heard anything about episode 4 yet. At all.
Yeah, we started film. Half of it's done, and there's been delays, and we'll see. The show itself, I think a big part of it is to find an audience before we continue making it.
Yeah.
But it's all. I had a few ideas I pitched to him, and he liked them, and he has a big idea for a project, and I was skeptical at first, but our last meetup was so great. Like we talked we were at Dunkin' Donuts just talking there for like 2 hours. I figured it'd be like a 20-minute meeting, and it turned into 2 hours because we got really invested in the conversation and the details of it, and it was like really good. I'm confident in his idea now. Like I think it's a good idea. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't think it was good. And anything else you wanted to say about that? Sorry, because I go off on tangents all the time.
No, I think we're good.
Good. I'll talk more about that in the future. I probably shouldn't have been like I'm not really saying anything new, but soon.
Thank you all for listening or watching or whatever the hell. What?
Yep.
What were you gonna say?
What?
You were about to say something, then you did a Heil Hitler.
No, I just went like that. That's not Heil Hitler.
Come on, man. Just admit it.
Just went like that. I should. Okay, whatever. I wasn't supposed to be Heil Hitler. I'm sorry. Don't fucking Count Dankula is going to prison because of that. Don't give
Count Dankula.
You know about that whole thing?
No.
The guy who got a dog to do a Nazi salute in a video, and now he was on trial for 2 years, and he was found guilty for making an offensive joke. It's happened in the UK, so you can thank those damn Brits.
What a way to end the
episode. He might not go to prison. He might just have to pay a big fine, but something is going to happen to him in April.
Breaking news from Michael Bemis.
Count Dankula found guilty. I do feel really bad for the guy.
I'm gonna end the episode now.